Hi, I'm Pastor David with Declaration Church, and today I want to share with you some thoughts that I had as I was studying through Scripture and just reading through a certain passage in my own personal time with Jesus, in my quiet time with Him. And it's a verse where two words just jumped out at me, just smacked me right in the face. And so I want to just walk you through some of my thoughts as I read through this particular verse because it challenges some of the things that we have heard in the modern church today. And it challenges some things in our popular belief system within the church that I think we really need to be aware of as we continue to walk in our relationship with Jesus. It's Philippians chapter 1, verse 29. And it's going to challenge us. And there's just this two-word phrase that really just jumped out at me. So let's read through this verse together as we engage with this understanding of what God is trying to say through His Scripture to us as we walk in relationship with His Son, Jesus. So Philippians 1, verse 29. Paul's writing a letter to the church in Philippi. They're going through a difficult time. There's a lot of turmoil in their lives and a lot of struggle. They're being persecuted for their faith. There's a lot of suffering going on, maybe not unlike some of the things that you're encountering with the pandemic and the election season and all the other stuff that's going on. And he writes this, "For it has been granted to you, it has been given to you, it's been assigned to you, it's your privilege in a way. It has been granted to you that for the sake of Christ, for His sake, for His purposes, for the sake of Christ, you should not only believe in Him." Now those two words, not only, should catch our attention. Because so often today in the church and in our Christian society, we talk about, all you need to do is believe. Just believe, just believe, just believe. And here Paul is actually directly contradicting that, saying, it's been appointed to you that you should not only believe in Him. Not only believe in Him. There's something more that you need to be prepared to engage with as you walk with Jesus. It's been granted to you not only to believe in Him, but as a follower of Jesus, also suffer for His sake. Again, for it has been granted to you that for the sake of Christ, you should not only believe in Him, but also suffer for His sake. In today's church, we really break things down very, very simply. We try to make things super, super simple. And we try to avoid the S word there, suffering, as much as possible because we don't like it. As people, we don't like suffering. Suffering is not fun. It's not easy. It's not something we want to engage in. We want to avoid it at all costs. And yet here, it is something that we have been granted in our relationship with Jesus. Paul says we've been granted not only to believe in Jesus, but also to suffer on His behalf. And we just try to avoid suffering as much as possible because it's not fun. And yet, suffering, as you look throughout Scripture, is oftentimes the vehicle God uses to mature us, to grow us up in our relationship with Him. And so by avoiding suffering, oftentimes we end up remaining less mature or immature in our walk with Jesus. And we really should be growing up, and yet we're avoiding that whole process because we're trying to escape and avoid suffering as much as possible. We want to be as comfortable as possible in this life. We want to enjoy life every single day. We don't want to have hardships. We don't want to have difficulties. And yet Jesus said that in this world, we would have trouble. We're guaranteed, we are promised difficult times in this life. And Scripture, as you look at the different individuals portrayed there and recorded, their lives recorded in Scripture, we see difficulties in all of their lives. You look at Job, you look at Ruth, you look at David, you look at Isaiah and Jeremiah and Moses and Abraham. All of them went through difficult times. Everyone struggles. Everyone goes through difficult times. Jesus Himself went through very difficult times, and He suffered. And so as followers of Jesus, that's not something that we should expect to escape. In fact, it's something that we should expect to engage in and grow through to have our relationship with Him matured and deepened through the process. And so if you're going through a difficult time right now, if you are suffering as you follow Jesus and you're struggling with some of the things that are going on in your life, I want to encourage you that God is going to use those things to bring you closer to him and strengthen your relationship with him. And if things are going great with you right now and everything seems awesome, I want you to know that suffering is coming. And when it does, I want you to press into Jesus, press into your relationship with God, engage more actively and fully in that relationship so that you can grow closer to him and become even more the person that he wants you to be, so that you're better equipped to fulfill the purpose for which you've been created, so that you have a deeper, better understanding of who he is and who you are. I hope that this is encouraging to you. I hope that this helps you take steps forward in your relationship with God, with Jesus, and that you will engage with the suffering when it comes in your life, knowing that it's through that suffering, if you engage with God and you draw close to him and you really press in, it's through that suffering that your relationship with him is going to get deeper and stronger, and you're going to be better equipped to handle whatever life throws at you. If this is something that's been encouraging to you, if this is something that's helped you in your relationship with Jesus, if it's something that you think someone else can benefit from, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and subscribe to the channel so that when we post content like this, you're notified right away and you can check it out. As always, I'm Pastor David, and I'm out.